Hey everyone, it's Keela here, and today I'm sharing my take on day 8 of the 12 Days of Christmas Scraplifts on Scrap Squad. The lift for today is in the top right hand corner of the screen, and it's also in the description below, so you can go and check that out. And I think the original layout possibly is a digital design, and obviously I'm going to be using pattern papers and cut files on mine. Now, I did cut these cut files from my silhouette. I think they possibly are Paige Evans cut files. I have a few different ones with this, the same design with a different snowflake in the centre, but on this one, I did decide to use the same cut file for each of my baubles. Now, obviously, the baubles could be quite easily made from just drawing a circle and cutting it out. So I think, again, this could be quite an easy one to do if you don't have a cutting machine. Now, I'm scrapping a photograph of my cat, Moxie. Now, last Christmas, she was still quite a young kitten, and it was her first Christmas, so the Christmas tree was very, very fascinating. She kept pinching the baubles off the tree. She kept climbing in the tree, and on this particular photograph she was in the tree, and I'd snapped a photo of her and she just looks so cute. Now, my older cat was quite fascinated with the tree when she was a kitten, and she actually knocked the tree over and broke it. So I made sure not to put any of our special ornaments on the tree. And just put, the kind of plasticky ones on this particular year. And that was just so that nothing got broken, because I did make that mistake first time round with my older cat. But thankfully she's outgrown the fascination of the tree. And I'm hoping Moxie does as well, because she is still pretty obsessed with the tree. So I've backed my baubles using some of the pattern paper in the kit. Now, this photograph has a lot of green and black in the photo, and it also has kind of natural tones, because my cat is a tortoiseshell. So there is like some browny bits and things in the photo as well. So I've kind of used that as my inspiration for the colours I'm going to use on this page. And I've backed my ornaments with a green pattern paper, and the embellishments that I'm going to bring in have a wood tone to them, and just a few little pops of red, just to give it that Christmassy feel. I'm going to tie some twine through each of the hoops for my ornaments, and I really like how this looks. I think this makes sense, because they all look like they're hanging from the top of the page rather than just kind of floating on the page. So I do that with each of them, and then I tape it onto the back. I actually cut out some footage here because it took me forever to find my sellotape, and that's because Darcy had pinched it. So yeah, so it took me forever to find it, but then I came back and obviously it started sticking them all down. I do need to tie in the twine through each of them, and I really do love this effect, and I love how they overlap each other as well, and I really like that. Now, I did pop my photograph up on some foam, and that was just to make it pop a little bit. I do feel like it's kind of getting a little bit lost in the green of the bauble, but hopefully it does stand out enough at the end. So skipping forward now, I'm going to start to embellish this page. I'm going to have a look through the die cuts first. I still have tons and tons of these left, and it's like we die cut, sometimes I find that some are too large, and others, in a way, I kind of prefer the smaller embellishments. Now, I did think at first I was going to bring in lots of red, because the background's very green, and I thought I was going to bring in lots of red, and I was going to use some of these birds, because I hadn't really used the birds yet on any of the pages. But they don't make it onto the page. I do change my mind as I go through looking through the embellishments. And I do like this process of just kind of auditioning pieces, seeing what looks good to my eye. And I'm sure that bird would look lovely sat on there. But as I went through and picked out other pieces, it felt like it didn't work. So I do manage to add one bird onto this page, so I'm quite pleased about that, and it's a little robin, which I think is adorable. But this is where I start picking these up, and I found a little tag with some wood grain on the top, and I thought, oh, I quite like that. So I had a look through some of the other stickers first. I thought maybe about hanging some of these other baubles from the top of the page, just to try and bring in some other colours to see if that'd work. And I wasn't quite keen on that. I didn't like how that looked. So I just rummaging through and having a look. I try some more of these birds because I have quite a few of them in chipboard. I have some in puffy stickers. I have some in normal cardstock stickers. But again, he doesn't make it onto the page either. So I'm just going to start now sticking a few things down. I do like the wood grain. I decided I really do like this dark wood grain that's in the collection. So I pull in some phrase stickers, which say joy to the world and holly jolly holiday. And they're going to go onto the bottom bauble. And then I pull in this tag that I quite liked. And at first I thought I was going to hang it from the ornament. But I decided to move that down and use it as kind of a place to put embellishments on. I also use this little sticker which says Holly Jolly and attach that to the top bauble. Now on the original layout, it's quite minimal when it comes to embellishing. So this is kind of where I have gone a bit rogue and gone off on my own to make it into a layout that I like, because I do like to have lots of embellishments on my page. I do like adding word stickers and little details. So this is where I'm kind of going off on my own now and not so much following the lift. So I'm going to bring in some of the holly leaves. They're really cute. I like how they're just like a black outline with the red berry, so it brings that little pop of red. I did bring in some brads and I stick them down in the centres, but I decided I'm not quite keen on them, but I need to get my pokey tool to peel that back off because it had stuck. Having a look at the puffy stickers now, seeing if there's anything I want to bring in here. And I do bring in this little puffy ornament and it's in green. I have added a brad to my tag, and I like how that one looks. It's got the print of the little holly leaves, so that just brings that over to that side of the layout as well. And just playing now, just pulling in a few different things and seeing what I like. I will bring in that little robin soon, and he'll sit on the bottom ornament. And yeah, I'm really liking how it's coming together. I like how it's not as bright as some of the other pages that I've made so far this Christmas. You know, it's a little bit more muted, mainly focusing on the green and the black with just those tiny little pops of red. So here's my little robin. He is so cute, and he's going to sit on top of those word stickers at the bottom. And yeah, this is kind of how it's going to go. I do bring in another word sticker to put onto the tag, and it says do not peek. And I thought that worked really well because she's kind of in the tree and peeking out. So I like how that looks. I'm going to now finish off my title. I'm going to use this chipboard hello, and then I'm going to write Moxie's name using some red tile stickers from my stash. So my title is going to read Hello Moxie, and that's just because she's peeking out of the tree. It just kind of works. That wasn't Moxie, that just ran past. That's my other cat. She's a tortoiseshell as well, and that was Pippa. So yeah, they look very similar, and it's sometimes quite hard to tell them apart, but I can kind of pick up on little features that I know which is which cat. But if you just glance, sometimes you cannot tell them apart at all. You've got to kind of double check to see which one you're looking at. So I stick these tile stickers down onto some white cardstock, and then I'm going to cut those out so that I can distress the edges, which just adds a little bit of texture to the page. I have distressed the edges of all my word stickers as well, and also the larger sticker which says Holly Jolly. And then off camera, I did come in with some Bramble Fox stars, and I just added one of those to each of the ornaments. And now I'm going to come in with some gems from my stash, some little silver gems, and I'm going to add them to the centres of the snowflakes on the baubles. So yeah, my layout's nearly finished now. I'm going to just finish it off with some splatters, and I'm going to use my pearlescent paints, and it's the black one, but once it's dry it's kind of like a grey, and I really love how that looks. So here is my finished page. Thank you for watching today, and I will be back tomorrow with another layout. Bye.